This contest is a singles round is scheduled for one fall.
Premier Women's Division is on tap. Here is part of 0 Hour, and I've heard some interesting rumors about the future of our women's division that we'll maybe get into during the course of the night.
Introducing first, straight from the red carpet in Beverly Hills, California. She is the queen of the silver screen, Katie Arquette.
Katie Arquette has had a great 2018. She was voted Female Wrestler of the Year by our fans in spite of her attitude, but she did not kick off 2019 the way she wanted. Lost a 2 out of 3 falls matchup to London Ali.
Despite her attitude, well, that's the first time Wayne Palmer's touched a woman he didn't have to pay for in years. But despite her attitude, that's insulting.
Cleveland, how are you? Don't answer because I really don't care. So, I just really want to clarify something from last month. Yeah? What about that? Luke, I mean, London did her best and it was a one-time thing, okay? She's lucky she's not here right now because I would totally pin 1, 2, 3 just like I did the first time. So anyway, I hear, shut up, blah, 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 your purple hair is stupid. Okay, so anyway, I hear that there's a rumor going around that Premier is having a women's championship. And who better to be crowned the first ever Premier Women's Champion than me? Yes, I know, it's amazing. Because I'm the only leading lady. I am the main attraction. I'm the queen of the silver screen. And I'm the only champion you stupid people will ever get to see.
All that, I agree with all of that.
How much ego can you fit into one diatribe?
Her opponent.
Yay!
But I've heard those same rumors. Have you also been hearing rumblings about a future women's champion?
Well, I have heard that.
Why do you hate fun so much? Why do you hate energetic, happy people that the audience likes, that as soon as Joseline comes to the curtain, your entire mood is ruined?
Because I wanted to hear more from Katie Arquette, and I was going to sing her praises and let you know what I had heard and what some of the women are thinking, but then Joseline had to interrupt it. Still, by the way, has not said more than 2 words to me.
How would you know what a woman's thinking?
Okay, so I was kind of listening to what she was saying.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I could barely understand.
Me neither.
I couldn't hear it.
But she said that Premier is bringing a women's championship here.
Which you deserve.
I do. You're right.
I am right.
Hey, you just got here. So, what's better than, Joseline's having the makeup on your face right now?
Those are fight words.
That was uncalled for.
Yeah, how dare one wrestler threaten to strike another in a wrestling match? The audacity.
Joseline is mean.
Joseline has a smile on her face. She looks happy as can be.
Oh, well, whoopity-doo. She ain't going to be happy when Katie Arquette gets done with her.
Joseline's always happy to be here in Premier Championship Wrestling. And Joseline and Katie, one-on-one. Keep in mind, Joseline went unpinned in Premier for 15 months. So if anybody deserves to be in the conversation of a women's champion, to me it's Joseline until Katie can prove different by beating her.
Well, but Joseline's never been the queen of the silver screen.
No, that is true, and a lot of people would argue neither is Katie Arquette. She just thinks she is.
Katie Arquette comes from a very famous family.
A case, yes. You don't think there's a lot of family members out there that undeservingly find their way into wealth or fame?
No.
Really?
Yeah. They can have it, handed to them just like I did. I earned it.
I think you should look in Hollywood, maybe DC as well, for a few examples of that. But be that as it may, Katie, in Jocelyn's face, and these fans are upsetting Katie Arquette, who's already in a volatile mood after London Ali, even though Katie pretty much tried to absolve any wrongdoing there. In her mind, that never even happened, that 2 out of 3 falls match.
Well, let's just pretend it didn't.
No, that's not how this works.
Well, I mean, it's fair to Katie. She said it was a fluke.
Well, I mean, we are... If it's true that upper management is preparing to enact a women's championship, then these wins and losses are more important than ever before.
How come upper management doesn't consult me on these things?
Because they're afraid you might actually give your opinion. Jocelyn on top only gets a count of 2.
I'm very eloquent when I give my opinion, by the way.
You're the excellence of elocution.
Thank you.
Katie sent for the ride. Why do you think Katie would make a better first women's champion than Jocelyn?
Well, imagine the publicity, the Arquette family. I'm sure they would all have the championship. They would have, Thanksgiving dinner and get-togethers and...
Thanksgiving? It's February!
Yeah, but Thanksgiving will happen eventually.
You're spotting her a lot of credit here as far as holding on to this title, count of 2.
Ah, she deserves it. We can give Jocelyn a title of BC Steel's least favorite wrestler. She gave me 2 fingers this time, by the way. They were, unfortunately, same ones on both hands, but we're getting there.
I'm not sure if being disliked by BC Steel is necessarily a bad thing, but be that as it may, Katie now controlling this matchup. Look at the leg. Are there any other athletes that you have in your mind as possibly being deserving of our first women's champion?
Well, there are many that that could have the championship. Rachel Bostick.
Touring Japan.
Absolutely. Hello Kitty merchandise just arrived in the mail yesterday. Miss Hana.
Thank you for that.
Who we recently saw. Thunder Kitty, the best gams in all of Premier.
Well, I didn't know you were a gam guy.
You could have a member who's been a champion in the last 6 or 7 decades if you had Thunder Kitty as champion. I'm just saying, Joe.
You are just saying. Katie Arquette with the chin lock.
But let's focus right now on the matter at hand. I don't know if Thunder Kitty has relatives that are movie stars.
I noticed you suspiciously left a lot of names off that list. How about London Ali? How about Valentina Loca, who just beat Rachel Bostick in December? How about Zoe Sky, who's been the measuring stick of women's wrestling in this area for a long time?
Well, I would be more than happy to take the lead of the women's division here in Premier if you would like.
What are you going to try to do? Win the title?
I'm not a competitor, and I'd probably get beat up.
Katie hangs up Jocelyn.
You ever been slapped by Jocelyn?
Neck breaker. No, I haven't. We get along great.
It's not fun.
2 count only. I treat people with respect.
I do too.
I give people opportunities.
I do too. Very profitable business venture that they could have been a part of, and all they had to do was come to my house. They turned me down.
Never mind. Jocelyn fighting her way to her feet.
You see, you take other people's money, and then you keep it, and you give them, well, I'll tell you later.
The clothesline drop kick connects.
Now, we are seeing a little bit from Jocelyn of what kept her unpinned for 15 long months.
So we are, and Katie's finding that out the hard way as well. Duck underneath. Counter wrestling here, back and forth. Katie hangs on to counter the paddle counter roll. High kick, Jocelyn able to slip out of the way, connect with a shot of her own. And Katie in a bad way right now.
Like I said earlier, Jocelyn finding some of what brought her unpinned for 15 months. I mean, she ran through the competition. There's no doubt about that.
This match has certainly got aggressive. Right to the side of the head. 2 count only.
Let's talk about the stick-to-itiveness and the resiliency of Katie Arquette, the entire Arquette family.
By the way, I noticed that Calvin still has not shown his face after his run-in with Super Open.
See, I wasn't going to bring that up, and then you just had to throw that in there.
Because it's a news story. I'm a journalist.
Calvin had a rough year. He broke his favorite brush. His mirror got shattered.
I do not care.
Which he was not reimbursed for, by the way.
Slow drop.
Another reason I'm not a fan of Cisco Silver or London Ali, for that matter. They hurt my fashionista.
Oh, too bad.
Now Katie Arquette gets a timeout. In the movie where we call it a second take, you let the actor get a breather.
Well, we're not doing multiple takes here. What's Katie doing digging in her fur coat?
I mean, it was left there. Maybe she's making.
That's hairspray.
No, what was?
Katie just sprayed hairspray in the eyes of Joseline, throws her off her game, Falcon Arrow, and Katie just steals a victory.
Your winner of the match, Katie Arquette.
Well, what I think it was, I think it might have been breath freshener. Katie Arquette just wanted to make sure that if she speaks again, that the breath is fresh and going.
Breath freshener.
And I think that's what that was.
Can that big
I do think I saw something. Yes.
into someone's eyes.
Some of the people here could use that breath freshener. I mean, you've talked to the people, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, a win is a win. Referee's decision is final. This does bring Katie a step closer in those women's championship rankings. And in Katie's mind, I'm sure she believes she did it all by herself, all in the up and up.
Well, she did do it all by herself. You think Joseline would be nice to me if I went out there and helped her?
Not in your life. We'll see if Katie Arquette has a women's title in her future.